So definitely, it feels like you feel like you've missed an opportunity. Could have been with a lover. You have the Nine of Swords reversed at the bottom of the deck. You feel like you've missed an opportunity, but the opportunity, like the timing just isn't right yet. So if you feel like, if you're, going through a breakup or things just didn't work out with a lover, I feel like it will come back around. Things are just stagnant right now. You probably cut this person out or they cut you out because the energy, somebody here just isn't grounded, or both of you just aren't grounded. And we do have the Knight of Wands here in the upright, so, a lot of in and out energy. It could be a fear of commitment. Let me clarify this Magician reversed, just to make sure there's no manipulations here. Tell me about the Magician reversed for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Magician reversed. Why is the Magician here? Ace of Wands. I feel like you're just waiting for this to come back around. I think you realize that this is all about divine timing, and right now just isn't the time. Tell me about the Lovers reversed for Aries. You have the Two of Swords. So a choice has been made. The waters are calm. I feel like this relationship was just too much work, and you wanted to, take a break. I don't see the Four of Swords here, but I definitely feel like it should be here. You want to just, rest and take a break from not only this relationship, but any relationship, really, just to ground yourself and get back to being you, I feel like. So the decision is made to move on to calmer waters, to take a break from this person, and you realize that it'll come together when it's time. Tell me why the Wheel is reversed here for Aries. Clarify the Wheel. It's kind of a lot, but we'll take it. We got Five of Wands, Knight of Cups, Four of Swords. There it is, wanting to take a break. And then you have Judgment as well. So, and with the Five of Wands here, it's just, you feel like this relationship is just too much work at this time. And you want to, ground your energies, and take time for yourself. You could have Cancer in your chart, especially with the High Priestess here. And, Cancers they need time by themselves to really regenerate. They can be extroverts, but they need that time by themselves to really start feeling like themselves again, get back to feeling like themselves, because Cancers are natural empaths, and they kind of absorb a lot of energy to the point where they don't even, sometimes they can't even establish, distinguish what energy is theirs and what somebody else's, and sometimes they just need to take that time alone to figure that out. You have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So some kind of truth is definitely spoken here. And then as I'm talking about Cancer energy, there's the Chariot right there. So I feel like, even if you don't have Cancer in your chart, you're kind of taking on Cancer qualities and retreating into your shell. Because whatever this relationship is, it's just too much work at this time. And right now, no matter how much love you have for this person, you need to get back to feeling like yourself before you can get back to working on this relationship. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Clarify the Queen of Swords. We have the King of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. The King of Wands in this position, he's got his back turned, and there's a snake climbing up that tree. So snakes can be about, wisdom, divine wisdom and all that, but with the Three of Pentacles here, I feel like maybe there was some deception in the past from this King of Wands, and then you have Strength at the bottom of the deck, and in this position, on this side, this is taming the beast. On this side, this is having a hard time not giving in to temptations. So whoever this King of Wands is, it could be your energy, but it could have been the other person where, they weren't able to tame the beast. They gave in to temptations, possible third party, or they just weren't working on collaborating with you, working together with you on this relationship, and it just became too much work. So you took on the Queen of Swords energy and cut this out. Not because you don't want to work on this, you just don't want to work on this right now. You just want to get back to feeling like you again. You want to get back into that Aries energy. So let me see. Tell me about this Four of Cups reverse. Let me see if this will come back around. Well, here's the Five of Swords, and somebody's walking away. So, I'd rather have it in this position than this, because in this one, somebody is dominating another person. Somebody loses here. Whereas this way, I feel like it's a mutual loss. Not in a bad way. I feel like it's a mutual agreement to walk away. So, there's definitely love here with the Knight of Cups. There's definitely passion with the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands. But sometimes you have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and then this side there's three people on the cards. So, you could have been dealing with some deception in the past. They could have, been giving passion elsewhere rather than staying in the relationship. And whether this person changed or not, you're just not quite ready to let go and really work on things, because you realize how hard it's going to be to get back to trusting this person again. Sorry, I just needed a drink of coffee. So let's get you an oracle card and see where you should be focusing your energy for the next 4 days. So Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Best advice for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 24th. Ooh, there it is. You have the 13 card. And this one is all about what I get off of this card is, weaving the web of your own destiny. She's carefully using each colored string and creating this rainbow coming from the sewing machine. So, creating the quilt, and, each strand in this is showing, or is, what's the word I'm thinking of? Sorry, this Mercury retrograde energy is making me lose all my words, so bear with me. I'll say this is the best that I can, but each of those strands in there are representing different parts of your life, and being able to bring it all together to create whatever you want to create in your life. So right now, it's time to take charge of your life, of every aspect of your life: family, friends, work, and romantic relationships. And it's time to start weaving the web of the destiny that you want to create for yourself. And whether this comes back together or not, just know that you have the ability to create whatever you want. So if you want this to come back together, you most definitely can manifest it back together. But just keep in mind that this other person has free will as well. So if they don't want it to come back together, I can't say it will. But if you want this to work, you most definitely can do everything that you are able to make this work. But it looks like right now you'd rather just work on yourself, which is perfectly fine. You can't have a successful relationship unless you've completely, conquered whatever demons in your life and started working on your own. Sorry, let me click that out. Started working on your own issues and start getting comfortable with being yourself before you are comfortable with another person. The High Priestess reversed and the Two of Wands. Could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. At the bottom of the deck, you have Death reversed. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. But with Death reversed and the Two of Swords reversed, this is like major blockages. And it may have something to do with either your relationship or somebody else's. If you are witnessing somebody cheat on their husband or wife, I feel like you're not telling the significant other. You're not telling who needs to be told because you're afraid that there's going to be a fight or an argument or they're going to not believe you or anything like that. If that's the case, I would tell them anyway. That's just how I feel. Just use your intuition about it. If that is not the case, the way you communicate with somebody could be toxic, or the way that somebody communicates with you could be toxic. It's probably verbal abuse that I'm seeing here with the Page of Swords. If you're the one, somebody here needs to watch how they say things, because it does affect the other person a lot. It keeps them up at night. And it makes them want to leave the situation, honestly. So I guess take it how it resonates, whichever side you're on. If you're the one who needs to work on how you communicate with others, then definitely do it, because somebody here is really hurt by the way that somebody is communicating with them. Tell me about the Two of Swords for Aries. Four of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this is the other person's energy. The person who might be feeling like they're being verbally abused. They want to stay and make things work, but at the same time, this is a harmful relationship to them, whether it's physical or not. Verbal abuse can sometimes be more harmful than physical abuse can be. Tell me about the Hierophant reversed for Aries. Clarify the Hierophant. The High Priestess reversed. So somebody's not listening to their intuition. They're probably staying in this relationship thinking things will get better when their intuition is telling them it's not going to. Or it could be vice versa. Maybe they're moving on and their intuition is telling them to stay and hold on and work on this. Tell me about the High Priestess for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Clarify the High Priestess. We have Justice reversed, could be dealing with a Libra, and the Queen of Wands. So, Aries, I feel like you are the one who might be who could possibly be in a verbally abusive relationship. And it's unfair. And you're not listening to your intuition about this. Maybe you feel like like this person will change, like they'll see the error in their ways. You have Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Or you feel like you have to put up with this, that's just how the person is, they really do care about me deep down. But if they're treating you this way, if they're speaking this way towards you, that they have something they need to work on within themselves, and you sticking around isn't going to help. It's only going to enable the behavior. Tell me about this Nine of Swords. You have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Holy shit. So there's a progression in this, in the swords. It goes from the 9 to the 10. And it's also clarified with 2 other 10s. So what's keeping you up at night is deciding if you want to stay in this family, or if you want to go after emotional fulfillment, if you want to go after someone who's going to treat you the way you deserve. Maybe the thing holding you back is this person might be taking care of you financially. But if that's the case, you're an Aries. Aries are the one sign that can be self-sufficient. If there were no other signs that could be self-sufficient, it would be the Aries. I mean, there are a few others that, you know, take care of their own, but Aries, that's, you know, you're the ruler of the first house. That's all about taking care of yourself. It's all about you. If you're only staying in a relationship because you feel obligated to stay there, or you feel like you need this person to take care of you financially, you'll be just fine. You could easily go find a job within a second. You know, Aries are they're hard to manage, but they're very employable. They're go-getters. They'll do the job that needs to be done. They're very self-sufficient. So maybe you could try finding a job where you don't work with others. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So things are definitely going to be going in your favor if you do decide to leave this abusive relationship, whether it is physical or not. Even if it isn't physical, it's still abuse. This person is not treating you the way you deserve to be treated. And you know that. You just feel like you have to stay there because you don't think you can take care of yourself. You absolutely can. No matter what sign you are, you can take care of yourself. But you're an Aries. You know, I feel like the top 4 signs that can really, you know, dominate in career is Aries, Leo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So tell me about the Devil. We have the 9 of Wands reversed. So you're giving up on this person. You have the Sun reversed at the bottom of the deck. You realize you're not happy here. You're feeling burned out, honestly. That's what it feels like to me. And you're not feeling like yourself because Aries is the ruler of the first house, which is the house of the sun. So you're not feeling like yourself right now. If you were feeling like yourself, you would not be sticking in a relationship where you're being treated poorly because you need someone to take care of you. So I would definitely work on trying to find that Aries energy again. And it is Aries season. So I feel like this will be the season where you leave whatever this is behind and realize your worth and how self-reliant you really can be. That you don't need anybody to take care of you. You don't need to stay in a relationship where you're feeling beat down, burned out, where you're feeling like it's unfair, it's unbalanced, it's keeping you up at night. You just want to take a break. There's constantly fighting and bickering. Tell me about this Page of Swords. Page of Wands. You're ready for a new adventure. You're ready for it mentally, I feel like. And this has probably been going on for a while, where you've been ready mentally to move on. It's just getting the stamina to get moving, I guess. And I feel like now that we're in Aries season, it'll be your time to really shine, to let go of what no longer serves you. Excuse me. So let me get you an oracle card to see where you should be focusing your energies for the next week. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The coins. Hey! This is, this would be like the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a new job, large sum of money. You have the horseshoe at the bottom of the deck. Holy frick, man. Aries, if you are stuck in a relationship that you're not happy in, but you're staying there because you feel like you need this person to take care of you, you don't. You got the coins for your best advice, and at the bottom of the deck for your overall energy is the horseshoe. Everybody knows the horseshoe is good luck. That is good luck, and it's not reversed. You're gonna, find a new job. You're gonna get unexpected money. You might win the lottery. Go get a lottery ticket, for real. Isn't the Powerball at 700 million? Go get a Powerball.